All right, this is going to be a quick walkthrough of the geometry calculating challenge. The first prompt is asking for the total length of the trail, which we can see here. Of course, the habit that I want to create is to check the coordinate system for the data first. And the data is all in the Web Mercator auxiliary sphere coordinate system, which is pretty atypical. Yes, I set that up on purpose because we don't want to calculate in a coordinate system like this because it's going to exaggerate our lengths and areas at this latitude. Okay, but we can calculate geodesically, right? And it's going to ignore that projection, or we could just reproject the data. But let's go ahead and just make calculations geodesically. Yep, so what I want to do is go into the attribute table and see if there's a field that we can use for length, and there's not. So I'm going to add a field, call it length in meters. I tend to make everything type float. And then we're going to save that. And in my new length field over here, I'm going to right click and calculate geometry. Length in meters is correct. I want the area. It's not giving us the option to calculate using a projection. Oh, hang on. That's pretty interesting. I didn't expect that. Oh, wow. It's almost like it's not going to let us calculate in the Web Mercator. That is pretty interesting. I didn't expect that actually when I set this up. Wow. Okay. So that's that. We don't need to designate a coordinate system because it's just going to use the geographic coordinate system or datum because we're calculating geodesically. Okay, here are our lengths. We can summarize these by visualizing the statistics. And I ignored this here and just used the pane on the right where it shows us the sum. So this is the sum in meters. So 30 or 31 kilometers. 30.9 would be a sufficient submission there. Okay, so let's do the next prompt, which is to report the perimeter of High Heel Lake. We'll close all these up. So first of all, let's find High Heel Lake and make sure that that's in our attribute table so that we aren't just wasting time. Oh, it's right here at the top. How lovely. So it is up here. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing. We're going to add a field. And, oops. Perimeter, we'll do it in meters again. And make it float. Save that. Close that. And then calculate our perimeter, doing the same thing. Calculate geometry, again, just trying to create habits. We want the perimeter length, and we'll do it geodesically again in meters. Don't need a coordinate system. Oh, hello. So here, because I had it selected, I only calculated the perimeter for the one lake, so we could clear our selections and then just quick run that again. Doesn't really matter. We only need High Heel Lake anyway, but okay. All right, so rounding up, 1298 is our perimeter in meters, and if we want to calculate the area, same thing. We want that to be in hectare. Oops. calculate geometry. Here we want it to be the area, geodesic, and hectare. And then High Heel Lake, here's our area. Okay, so the third prompt is asking us how many of the lakes are smaller than 1 hectare. And so we calculated them all here. We can sort this descending or ascending. And we could do it manually. So smaller than 1 hectare would be these guys here. And I'm shift selecting, and down here it says there are 49 out of 72 selected. We could also clear that. We could do a select by attribute where we want the area field to be less than . We could let's just see what happens if we type 1 in there. We get the same thing, 49 out of 72. Okay, and then the GPS coordinates for the trailhead. Let's do that one really quick. Close this, and here's our trailhead attribute table. I'm going to clear my selection. Doesn't matter because I'm using this point down here. We're going to need 2 new fields. We want one for latitude. Make it float, and then we need another one for longitude. Save that. And then right click, calculate geometry. Our latitude, we want to be the point for our, let's see, latitude is this way. That's our Y coordinate. We can put our lon in here and make that our X coordinate. And okay, and our coordinate format, we want to be decimal degrees. Don't need a coordinate system. And I'm going to expand these here. And we get we get different values than I got when I calculated the first time, but that's why everybody's getting credit if you basically get this calculation done. That's the whole point. All right, any questions, let me know.